Welcome to the Deep Dive, your way to really get up to speed fast. We cut through the noise, distill the key info, the research, and bring you those, surprising insights that help you understand the why.
Yeah, the story behind the story.
Exactly. Today, we're diving into the Jacksonville Jaguars offense, and specifically, how their new wide receiver, Dyami Brown, looks set to make a real impact.
A potentially big impact.
Our main source here is a pretty sharp article from Yardbarker, which first popped up on Jacksonville Jaguars on SI. It really breaks down Brown's potential role.
Right, and our mission for you today, listening in, is to go way beyond just, hey, they signed a guy. We want to unpack the strategy,
Yeah.
Why Brown? How exactly is he supposed to lift this offense?
And what does it tell us about the bigger picture in Jacksonville?
Exactly. You'll see how adding just one piece, if it's the right piece, can ripple outwards.
Okay, let's really get into this then. The Jags, they're heading into the season with a super clear goal. It's ambitious.
Oh, yeah.
The reporting's explicit. They are looking to have a much improved offense next season. That's not just talk, right? That feels like the engine driving everything they did this offseason.
Totally. And what's interesting is it's not just wishful thinking. It's tied directly to, well, a big leadership change. They brought in Liam Cohen as the new head coach.
And he's known for offense.
He is. The article calls him an offensive-minded head coach, even one of the best play callers in the National Football League. That's a strong statement. It signals a real shift.
For sure. And Cohen's job, it's bigger than just the playbook, isn't it? The piece says he's expected to lead the way both on and off the field. So culture, mentality, the whole approach.
Right. It's the whole package.
And he's not alone in this. New GM James Gladstone is in the mix too. And it seems like they're working together, Cohen and Gladstone, making these offensive moves. It feels coordinated.
It really does. And if you zoom out, Cohen's main goal seems laser-focused.
Yeah.
Get the absolute most out of Trevor Lawrence.
Franchise QB.
Yep. And all those young offensive weapons they have. Give them, as the article puts it, the best chance to be successful. It's about optimizing what's there and then adding the right complementary parts.
Like building something solid piece by piece.
Precisely. Creating an environment where talent can really flourish, not just, get by.
Okay, speaking of those complementary pieces,
Yeah.
that leads us straight to Dami Brown, wide receiver. A key new guy in this offensive shakeup.
Handpicked by Cohen and Gladstone in free agency.
So he's not just roster filler, he's part of the plan. What's his backstory? Why him?
Well, what's interesting about Brown is his recent experience. He was with the Washington Commanders last season. Now, look, the team itself didn't exactly light it up.
Right, no deep playoff run there.
No, definitely not. But the point is, Brown got valuable reps. He was operating in an NFL system, practicing against top-tier DBs day in, day out, running those complex routes. That kind of experience, even if the team results weren't amazing, is huge for development.
But he's battle-tested, in a sense.
Exactly. He's not coming in cold. He's seen the speed and intensity of the league up close.
And it sounds like he's fitting in quickly in Jacksonville. The report mentions he's done his part so far, had a good minicamp last week. That's always good to hear.
Yeah, early positive signs are encouraging.
Which makes you wonder, how does he see his role? What's Dyami Brown's take on fitting into this new-look offense?
Well, we actually get some insight there. The article quotes him directly from minicamp. He said his goal is to come in here and be the guy to help build the guys that's around me.
Okay, team-first attitude.
Yeah, and he also said he wants to be a tempo setter to understand that we're high energy and we want to go.
Tempo setter. High energy.
Yeah.
Those words stand out. What's that really mean in football terms? It's more than just being enthusiastic, right?
Oh, absolutely. When he says tempo setter, he's likely talking about the pace of the offense, how quickly they get to the line, snap the ball.
Keeping the defense on its heels?
Exactly. A fast tempo can prevent defensive substitutions, wear down the defense, maybe create mismatches just by not letting them get set. So Brown isn't just saying, I'll be hyped up. He's suggesting he wants to be part of driving that urgency, that rhythm.
That's actually a really specific, almost strategic contribution he's talking about.
It is. It goes beyond just catches and yards. It shows a certain maturity, thinking about the collective flow and intensity of the unit.
That's really interesting. It's not just physical tools, but the mental side, the cultural impact. Okay, so that's Brown's vision. What about the coach? How does Liam Cohen see Brown fitting in? What's his assessment?
Cohen's view seems to line up well. He pointed out Brown was, and I quote, obviously very productive towards the halfway point of last year into the playoffs.
So he finished strong, even if the team didn't.
Right. It shows he can produce. And Cohen also mentioned Brown's confidence is continuing to go throughout this camp and this offseason. That suggests growth, momentum. He's feeling good in the system.
Okay, and this is where it gets really specific, strategy-wise. Cohen apparently observed that, quote, Trevor and him have gained a little bit of a chemistry on some of those intermediate inbreakers, curls, maybe outcuts.
Mhm.
That's very precise. Why those routes?
Ah, now we're getting into the nitty-gritty. Those intermediate routes, the inbreakers, curls, outcuts, they're kind of the engine room for a lot of NFL offenses.
The reliable stuff.
Yeah, the chain movers. They attack the middle of the field, find soft spots in zones, create quick separation against man coverage. They're often your go-to plays on, say, third and medium.
High percentage throws.
Exactly. So the fact that Lawrence and Brown are already building chemistry on those specific routes is significant. It suggests they're building trust for the kind of consistent, efficient plays you need to sustain drives. It's not all about the deep shots.
It's about reliability, keeping the offense on schedule. Yeah. Okay, and the article gives us the real clincher, the selling point. Cohen used to bring Brown in. Cohen apparently told him, man, we really want to continue to diversify your route tree and have you do more.
That's the key phrase right there.
Diversify your route tree. That sounds important. What does that actually mean practically, and why push for that with Brown?
It's huge in today's NFL. Diversifying his route tree means they don't just want him running one or two types of routes. They see the potential for him to run the whole thing short, intermediate, deep, slants, curls, outs, posts, go routes, you name it.
So making him less predictable.
Exactly. Defenses these days are so sophisticated. They're designed to shut down predictable one-trick ponies. If a receiver can only really threaten deep, defenses adjust. But if a guy can win at every level, run every route effectively.
That's a nightmare for the defense.
It is. It forces them to defend the entire field, which creates space and opportunities not just for Brown, but for everyone else, the other receivers, the tight ends, even the running game. It makes the whole offense harder to defend.
So it's a very deliberate strategy to make him a more versatile weapon within Cohen's specific system.
Precisely. It's about maximizing his impact in multiple ways, likely beyond how he was used before.
Okay, so let's pull all this together for you, the listener. You've got this new offensive leadership. Cohen, Gladstone, totally focused on improving the offense.
Yeah.
You've got Dami Brown, who brings NFL experience and this mindset of being a tempo setter.
Check.
And then you layer on Coach Cohen's very specific plan. Build chemistry with Lawrence on those key intermediate routes, and, crucially, diversify Brown's route tree. Make him a multi-tool threat.
And when you put all that together, the energy, the experience, the specific skill development plan, the strategic fit, you can see how Brown could genuinely be a catalyst for that much improved offense they're aiming for.
It's not just adding a name. It's adding a specific piece designed to function in a specific way within the larger machine.
Right. His impact could be felt in efficiency, in unpredictability, and overall dynamism. He's meant to help unlock things for Lawrence and the whole unit. It's about optimizing.
And you see, when you understand these kinds of details, you get a much richer picture than just looking at stats or reading headlines. Dyami Brown isn't just another signing. He feels like a very calculated piece in this Jaguars offensive puzzle.
Designed to bring those specific skills, that tempo, and that expanded route running ability.
So here's something to chew on as we wrap up.
Yeah, a final thought. If diversifying a player's route tree, making them do more, was a core selling point for bringing Brown to Jacksonville, what does that signal about where offensive strategy might be heading in the NFL?
Good question.
Are we moving towards a future where maybe that kind of versatility is valued just as highly as pure specialization, perhaps for almost every skill player on the field, making everyone a potential mismatch?
Makes you wonder, right? How much more will teams invest in developing those broader skill sets across the board? Something to think about.